Welcome inside Tea Time. I'm Anthony Reo, joined alongside Jess Jordan and Patrick Lomeli, and this is a show where we just talk about things and drink tea and have a good time. So this episode is all about campus dining. I know that we could talk about this for days, but we only have 20 minutes, so let's get through as much as we can. One thing with campus dining that's been bugging me recently, maybe some of you, is Grubhub. Like, this new app comes in and all these people are just cutting me in line to get their food, and yeah, I can't stand it. But what do you think? Has Grubhub affected you?
I am one of those people who, as you say, comes through cutting you in line using the Grubhub thing, but I can't say it's saving me much time. Grubhub, and I have the same issues with Tap and Go, so don't know if it's clearly not a platform thing. I think it's just an idea thing. I waited almost 23 minutes the other day for my Modern Market pizza. I ordered it at the end of my little 1:45 class over in D-Bar. It's 1:40. Go on my little app. I put in my half Pepe pizza. I'm all excited. It's going to be great. Get over here. I'm supposed to be at work at 2. Let's just say I was not at work at 2 that day. I tried really, really hard, but Modern Market just couldn't do it for me.
Personally, I am not a Grubhub user. I'm a freshman here, so Grubhub's like the thing for me. Tap and Go was last year, correct?
Yeah.
Something like that. But no, I don't see the point in all it's done for me. Like, seeing other people use it made me a little angry. Like, Starbucks has a long line almost all the time. So when I'm waiting in line and then I see someone grab the drink thinking that it was going to be mine, maybe I was next. No, it has a yellow sticker. It's for someone else. So it makes me a little upset.
Part of it, for me, seems almost like immoral. Second grade, they teach you don't cut the line. You have your spot in line. Everyone has their week to be the line leader, and that's just how it goes. But these people, they stroll in, and they jump in front of everybody, and then they're just like, nope, this is me. I don't know, but waiting 23 minutes, that's a pretty long line. That's a pretty long line.
I mean, I think the idea is good in theory. When you have students with so many commitments trying to get from place to place, being able to stop in, grab what they need, and keep going. But in practice, I haven't seen it working that way, partly because there are still long waits, and partly because it is causing issues between the people who choose to wait in the real line and the online line.
Yeah, I actually did some very important investigative reporting on this topic. So went around chit-chatting with folks about Grubhub. A lot of what I thought did not match what they thought. We have a little video to show you. Check it out. I did this experiment where I walked around and asked people a question. The question is, are you a Grubhub user? But literally nobody answered the way I thought they would.
No.
I am not.
I have not.
I have not, no.
Neither have I.
Describe Grubhub users to me in a few words. Impatient, inconsiderate, cheaters, children of the internet, crippled by the fear of talking to people.
People who are smarter than I am.
They're smart, they're efficient, I don't know, thinking ahead.
I think these people kind of swoop in there, not really the lame ones cutting us, but maybe the smart people moving ahead.
Describe to me the feeling of when you're sitting in line, you're waiting for your drink to come out, the barista reaches over, about to, give you your drink, and then it goes onto the little black tray for Grubhub. Complete and total devastation.
I guess it doesn't bother me that much.
I was just wondering, are you a Grubhub user?
I am.
Yes.
Why?
It is convenient between classes, a busy schedule, so.
Convenience. Didn't want to have to wait, and didn't want to have to prepare myself anything.
Do you enjoy the looks you get when you cut the entire line and then just go grab your latte at Starbucks? I feel personally attacked, like the devil is staring into my soul.
I haven't really gotten that many looks, so yeah, I don't mind it.
I don't say I do it often enough to get those kind of looks, but I definitely do feel a little awkward, like going up and just grabbing my food when other people are leaving. I would agree, but also I paid an extra like 50 cents for it, so I don't feel too bad.
I guess when you're wrong, you just gotta admit it. You know, I know where those people are coming from, but I still have to resist. I have to stay strong in my ground. Grubhub is immoral. People shouldn't use it. And what's also immoral is the insanely long lines. This is what they're doing, all right? You ready for this? Introduce Grubhub, step 1. Step 2, people start using Grubhub so the lines seem smaller. Step 3, lines actually get longer because you have double the amount of people in front of you.
It's a hot take.
I think it's true. I
have to agree, actually. I think you're onto something there, man.
Starbucks. Y'all get Starbucks?
Not as often as I could, which is probably good for my flex points. See, I spend my days in D-Bart, Duncan, and Joyce. So all of my flex points are spent right downstairs in this very building.
And you know the thing, like where you go to the Starbucks line and then there's 20 people and you're like, do I really want to wait in this? That sort of thing. You know the feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Modern Market, the same exact way.
I haven't been to Modern Market myself. Are the lines that bad?
Yeah.
The lines at Modern Market rival the lines for Southwest salad every Thursday in the dining hall.
Oh my
if that gives you any idea.
I have to give them some props, though. They go through those lines relatively quickly. If you have like 15,
best.
20 minutes to wait.
If.
Yeah, if. Not if you have to go from.
Not me, in other words. Some people, it is worth the wait, I will say that. But if you can't make the time for it, don't go. It's not their fault that they're popular. I mean, they can't help it. But they also can't go any faster because all their food's so fresh.
And because there's only 3 restaurants in this giant building, and one of them's a cafe, so it's not like you're gonna eat dinner at a cafe. Conspiracies. Another conspiracy I have, the North versus South dining hall debate. Listen to this one. North versus South dining hall. So there's this guy, I don't know this guy, decades ago, and he's like, dang, nobody likes our food. Nobody likes the dining hall food. Let's do this. In order to get students to pledge loyalty to one dining hall versus the other dining hall, then we're going to plant the idea that one's better than the other when they're both equally bad. So then people need to say, oh, North is better, and then they need to point out why it's better. Or South is better, and they need to point out why it's better. Meanwhile, everyone's clueless. They don't know. They don't know that they're actually getting fed terrible food.
You're not wrong there. That hurts a little bit, like deep down, but I think you've got a point. See, me personally, I live in P-Dub. I'm a North person. It's right in my front yard. Kind of an ugly front yard with an ugly bush and everything, but that's a different story. Anyways, I am pretty much North through and through. I think it's easier to navigate, it's new, it's clean, it's great. South did have one redeeming feature last year, which was its sweet tea. Although this year I've been to South a handful of times, probably more than I ever went last year, and no sweet tea. I don't know what the deal is. They've got that Mediterranean salad bar, which is like kind of enticing, but without the sweet tea, they're gonna lose my business.
What about you, Patrick?
So I am a Keenan guy. And most of the Keenan guys would hate me for saying that South Dining Hall is better when North Dining Hall is right across from us. But I have to say, I really do like South Dining Hall a lot better. Exactly. Maybe not exactly. But I think North Dining Hall's one redeeming feature for me is cranberry juice. I'm a big cranberry juice guy, and that's my go-to drink every time I go to North. But South Dining Hall has grape juice, which is also a really fine juice. I've had mashed potatoes almost every time I went to South Dining Hall. But I can never find mashed potatoes at North.
Interesting.
And then just yesterday, I was in North Dining Hall and decided to switch up my seats and move to the other side, which is the side of the entrance. And I had no Wi-Fi connection. And it's, we're a top-tier university, and the dining hall doesn't even have full Wi-Fi coverage across the board.
Yeah, didn't they just renovated that place a couple years ago?
They
no
did,
Wi-Fi?
and it's usually great, most things about it. The stir-fry line's a little tough, but I feel like it's the same in South. I've never actually gotten stir-fry in South, so I can't say that for certain. Everything else, though, it's really great. You use the fruits and vegetable pictures on the wall to tell your friends where you're sitting.
Oh,
it's so convenient. Like, come on, guys. North.
Lower strawberry.
I have to try that.
It's a
Yeah.
good strategy.
But I feel like welcome weekend, I was indoctrinated. All of the Soren guys, they said, we only eat at South Dining Hall. They gave us specific tables that we eat at. There's a system, you know. You walk through, you go all the way to the back, you look to the right, and you should see Soren guys. If you don't, you go to the next table. If you don't, you keep going. If you end up at the end, then, well, joke's on you. But then some of us, we figured it out. We were like, hey, you know, this like dining experience at North Dining Hall is a lot better, isn't it? You know, when you go to South, then you set your food down, you feel the table, and it's just like, ooh, like grimy. I can't
There's
stand
something
it.
on them.
Yeah, there's like decades worth of junk on the table that they just can't get off. But I don't know, it's got that Hogwarts vibe. Still waiting for the floating candles, but
Is the South Dining Hall much bigger than North? It feels like it is, but it might just be like the look of it.
You know, that's a good question because you kind of can see the whole thing at one point. I don't know the answer, but you go north and you've got the upstairs, you've got the downstairs, and if you wander near the Mexican bar, you find all those booths in the back, and it's like a whole new world back there.
Yeah.
Oh, I have yet to sit there.
You have to check it out
Isn't it
sometime.
usually like reserved too?
No, they have
No?
Wi-Fi and outlets.
Oh, there you
they'll
go.
make you think it's reserved, you know? Folks will go there and they'll camp out all day in one of those booths back there.
But to answer your question, I have no idea which one is bigger. South does have SYRs in it. Kind of a weird vibe, not gonna lie. But North has a much nicer grab and go, I think. Bigger,
Yeah.
cleaner, and the booths with the Wi-Fi and the outlets. So take your pick.
They don't even dim the lights for the South SYRs, you know? Ugh. Ugh. But let's transition. We're talking about campus dining, right?
Of course.
What better way to talk about campus dining than talking about the tea that we're drinking? One place that's actually controlled by campus dining, but they don't advertise it too much, is the Huddle Mart. Our tea talk of the day is the Lipton black tea that we're drinking. What do you think? What's your review? Oh, by the way, just for, so we're being fair here, this is not Notre Dame water. We filled this up with filtered water, that special treat as part of joining Student Mania. So come along if you want the best water on the block. But what's your take?
I'm really enjoying this tea, you know. I don't drink hot tea all that much, mostly because I'm an impatient person and like having to wait around for any sort of drink doesn't appeal to me, but I'm having a good time right now. You know, fall weather, fall drink. I'm enjoying it.
The tea is, I'm definitely more of a coffee guy than a tea guy, but I actually really enjoy it, and it's really easy on my throat, especially when we're all under the weather. It really soothes it a lot. It's a little lukewarm at the moment. Could go for hotter tea, definitely.
Yeah, so I'd give it 3 out of 5, not the best tea I've had. Unsweetened, by the way, we didn't add any mumbo jumbo into this tea, so, but yeah, 3 out of 5 from me.
I think 3 out of 5 is a good rating, middle ground.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't like to commit. But another restaurant on campus, Taco Bell, also under the purview of campus dining. And Patrick, he did some very important investigative reporting on this topic. You have to check this out. That's all I'm going to say.
Have you ever been to Taco Bell?
Yes, I've been to Taco Bell.
I've not.
Not.
Just 1 or 2 times.
No, not recently.
Not recently. So, when have you been there?
I would say last year.
Could you describe to me people who would choose to go to Taco Bell on campus?
People that were hungry late at night.
Were you sober or were you drunk?
I was drunk. Depending on the time, I was probably 70% time drunk, but 30% time sober.
Were you drunk or were you sober?
Neither.
Describe that.
I'm not sure. I don't quite remember. It's been a while being there. Yeah.
Describe to me someone who goes into Taco Bell at 2 in the morning on a Saturday.
Describe someone who's stumbling, not looking red and sweaty and rude and not, the drunk people look. Yeah.
they're really drunk.
Was it because you were drunk?
No.
No. You made the sober choice to go to Taco Bell in La Fun? So would you say you've ever seen a sober person go to Taco Bell for Taco Bell here on campus?
Well, I did, but I don't really like the food when I'm sober.
I agree. Do you think they're more on the sober side or more on the drunker side?
So definitely on the drunker side.
You haven't been to Taco Bell, so that means being sober, you've never chosen Taco Bell as a go-to place to eat.
Correct.
So would you categorize Taco Bell as definitely a drunk choice for like 2 a.m. on a Saturday morning?
Yes.
I think that's as official as we need to get. But when we were watching that video, we were talking, none of us here have ever been to Taco Bell for Taco Bell. You know, they have the Pizza Hut in there.
I go for the Pizza Hut, I'm not gonna lie.
Same here.
Yeah, I've actually never been for, pro tip, you ready for this? Weekdays before they close, because you know, weekends you gotta wait until like 3 a.m. or whatever. Don't do it. You don't wanna be in that environment. But 10 or 11 o'clock whenever they close, if you go in there right before they close, you order something for like $1. Then if they have leftover Pizza Hut, then they'll just be like, hey, you want these free breadsticks, this pizza that we have left over? We're just, no
What
one's
a
gonna
life
buy it."
hack,
Wait,
saving me
really?
my flex points.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm on board with this.
And if you walk in and there's no breadsticks, then you're like, getting out of here.
It's happened several times. It's a sad, sad day.
But our Pizza Hut breadsticks are really that good.
You know, I just went through the whole emotional connection thing. They sold them at Target. I went shopping with my mom. If I was good, I got the breadsticks. And that's never left me. But I know it doesn't really speak to their quality. So I'll leave that up to you guys.
Yeah.
I'll sit that one out.
Another very important place on campus for many of us, Starbucks. So we wanted to do a taste test on this episode so we can see first reactions from food on campus. So we were gonna go to Pizza Pie. Let me tell you something about Pizza Pie. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Today's Tuesday, so guess what, Pizza Pie? You don't get my business. Instead, we are going to Starbucks for some pumpkin spice lattes.
Ooh.
So you are going to see our first reactions to pumpkin spice lattes.
Disclaimer, we might be the only 3 people on this campus. None of us have actually had a pumpkin spice latte ever. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's very true.
Never.
So this should be
never in my
interesting.
life. I tried pumpkin spice flavored coffee from Oshag the other day. That's it.
I feel like that's probably not the same, but I guess we're about to find out.
Definitely not. So, bottoms up.
Thumbs up. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Maybe.
There we
There you
go.
go.
That just tastes like fall.
I was going to say, it tastes like I just jumped in a pile of leaves.
It definitely tastes more of the milk than the pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah. The cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
I walked out of Getty's the other day, and it literally smelled like cinnamon in the air, and I was like, this is totally fall. I was walking over to West Quad earlier today, and I was seeing a tree that had red leaves on it. I was like, oh my gosh, look at
Tis the
this.
season, ladies and gentlemen. It's official. Fall is here.
Yeah, pumpkin spice lattes. So thank you for joining us here on our first episode of Tea Time. Pumpkin spice lattes, I'd give this a 5-star. I also realize I'm probably drinking about 300 calories right now. So you got that. What about y'all? What do you give it?
I think it's a good 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5.
I feel like this is the best latte, but I'm actually not a fan of pumpkin. But this is actually really good. So this surprises me.
You know, I understand the hype around it. I don't really know how I feel about this. Maybe because I don't drink a lot of coffee or drink/eat pumpkin flavored things. But you know, considering I'm not a big fan of either, this is all right. I'm enjoying myself.
So thank you. And from NDTV Studios with our very expensive coffee, we out.